Hi, and welcome to today's almost daily devotional. We're going to be listening to the story of Elisha, chapter 4, and we're going to begin with the 42nd verse, and it goes like this. A man came from Baal Elisha, bringing the man of God some bread from the early produce, 20 loaves of barley bread and fresh grain from his bag. Elisha said, "Give it to the people so they can eat." His servant said, "How can I feed 100 men with this?" Elisha said, "Give it to the people so that they can eat. This is what the Lord says, eat, and there will be leftovers." So the servant gave the food to them. They ate and had leftovers in agreement with the Lord's word. So Elisha here, we often think about this miracle, this feeding of more people than you think there should be, feeding more people than you think your food will allow. We often think of that as a Jesus miracle, right? The feeding of the 5,000. We know that story from when we're itty bitty babies, 2 men, 2 loaves, 2 fishes, 5 loaves, 2 fishes, with the little boy who comes forward. And we love telling that to children because of the little boy who comes forward. But this is actually a miracle that happens repeatedly over and over and over again in the Bible. Often people think that they're not going to have enough of something, and God provides. Elisha's mentor, went through the same thing. He was driven out into the desert, and remember, he met the widow who only had enough oil for one more loaf of bread. And Elijah said, "Bake it, and it will never run out." And she never ran out of flour. We're taught to approach life from a scarcity mindset, that there's never enough resources, that there's never enough time, there's never enough love, there's never enough jobs, there's never enough whatever. And we approach life as if this is the last of everything. And some of that is Ben Franklin's fault, right? A penny saved is a penny earned. And you put your money aside for a rainy day, right? In rainy day funds. And we're taught to be practical minded so we don't run out. And the truth is that most of us are not in danger of running out. Most of us are not in a place where we really need to worry about whether we're going to have enough food. It may not be the food you like. It may not be the food you enjoy. It may not be steak and lobster and, barrels of wine every day. But we're not going to go hungry because there's plenty of resources for everyone. There's plenty of resources for everyone. And so we probably wouldn't put Elisha on the church budget committee because he would be too generous with the funds, right? We need to hold tight and be careful. And I've never seen a church cover dish run out of food, ever. In my whole life, I was a church cover dish run out of food. Now, if you're at the end of the line, you may not have gotten the triple layer cheesecake when, that you coveted, that your eye was on, but you're going to get dessert, right? We're not going to run out. And so how do we approach our life from an abundance mindset? That there's always going to be enough. That there's always going to be enough time. That there's always going to be enough time and enough love to go around. How do we trust God enough to believe in that? God bless.